and Kuzmenko has added a smile. And I don't think that is. I don't think that should be passed. I think that is something that should be acknowledged. The dressing room seems to have changed, and it seemed to absolutely unlock Jonathan Huberdeau this week. He seems to be closer to the Jonathan Huberdeau we saw in Florida than we have seen in general for the last season and a half. So that being said, I'm going to just throw this idea out here to you. Kuzmenko makes 5.3 with a next year and a half. Andrew Mangiapane makes 5.6 and as a UFA in 2 years. What would you think of keeping Kuzmenko and trading Mangiapane? And I do think that before people say that there's no replacement for Mangiapane, there is a replacement for Andrew Mangiapane in the lineup. His name is Jacob Pelche. I could see him being a guy that you can play with Backlund and Coleman in the future, however long that future is for Backlund and Coleman. But I think you have to look at the expiring contract of Andrew Mangiapane. They both have the same amount of goals at 10, but I think it's hard for me to argue that Andrew Mangiapane has made a true impact. And I think that if I was looking at this and if I had to keep one or trade the other, I would keep Kuzmenko and trade Mangiapane. And I don't know if I'm off what you think about that, but I think that makes more sense to me than flipping Kuzmenko. Where are you on that?
I've talked for a long time on Fireside Chat about how I think that the Flames have overvalued Mangiapane, and Mangiapane has not stepped up to be what they wanted. When they moved on from their top two wingers, essentially, in Tkachuk and Gaudreau, I thought this is a perfect time for Mangiapane to step up to that point. He hasn't. And right now he's playing on the third line, and he's playing behind Connor Zary, who is in his rookie season. I think it's time to move on from Mangiapane. You don't want to move on for the sake of moving on. I'm not willing to eat money on that deal. He's good enough, and the Flames have the cap room. But I totally agree. If I had to pick one of those two at this point, I think I move on from Mangiapane. I think Mangiapane is one of these guys who they paid for potential. I don't think the potential ever came. I don't think his next deal will have anywhere near the money he has now. I would not be upset if the Flames moved on from Mangiapane. Now, whether that means they should keep Kuzmenko long-term, I don't know either. But if I had to pick between those two, sure, yeah, move on from Mangiapane, keep Kuzmenko, because Kuzmenko has made Huberdeau better. Right now, I can't think of what Mangiapane's sort of positive in the lineup is.